it's Nancy from Nancy True Homes. How are you today? Listen, on our videos, I talk a lot about the idea of buying under the median, right? And I sort of felt like I needed to share with you guys a concrete example of how buying under the median will actually help you grow money, okay? So I am just going to highlight for you guys the period of purchasing that my husband and I did from 2011 through 2020. Okay. We did this with some intention, with the hopes of using our homes to grow some equity in order to piggyback into our next home. Okay. So you ready? I'm going to show you this and hopefully you guys can see. Let me know if you have any issues. All right. So in 2011, we bought a small house in town for $111,000. Okay, and 3 years later, we sold that for $270,000, walking away with equity that was built at $159,000. All right, so that was money that just got made from me treating my house like a forced piggy bank. It was almost like I paid rent to myself. Was this the house of my dreams? Absolutely not. But I didn't have enough money at the time to buy the house of my dreams. So I treated real estate as a stepping stone from one property to another in order to gain the equity to keep moving on to the next step. So at that point, we bought house number 2 for $289,000. We then sold that a couple of years later for $440,000, which means that we grew $151,000 out of simply owning the house. All right. Of course, you do have to maintain it and perhaps make some gentle upgrades, but this is a very important step in terms of being able to build that equity. We then rolled into house number 3, which we paid $400,000 for, and then sold a couple of years later for $535,000, giving us a profit of $135,000. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to say, did I love these houses? No. But they were perfectly good houses for me to live in for a couple of years in order to build this equity and move on to the next one. Each house getting us a step closer to the house that we really, really wanted. All right. So don't forget, house number 4, we purchased for $475,000, and then we actually sold it, I want to say about 18 months later, and made $60,000 on that. All right. So as you can see, for each step that we've taken, the house has grown money out of nothing. I had to have patience knowing that my gratification for the house that I really, really wanted to, the one that I wanted to have all my family dinners in and sort of, grow old in and really just enjoy for the rest of my life, that house did not happen until house 5. I had to live with the idea of delayed gratification, which I know is really hard for a lot of people. But look at what you can do if you're just patient and delay that for a little bit. In the meantime, let me tell you about number 5. House number 5, we actually purchased for $975,000. This is a house that we found in a neighborhood where all the homes are anywhere from about 1.6 to 3.5 in that neighborhood. So basically, we found the house that needed the most work, and we decided that was the house for us. Now, we did some gentle improvements to the house, and I thought to myself, I'd like to see how much the house is worth. Perhaps we'll take out a home equity line of credit on it. I don't know. Let's think about it. Should we? So at this point, we went ahead and applied for the HELOC and had an appraiser come out. And I'm going to tell you what the appraiser appraised it for. Don't forget, I bought this house in 2020, and we had it appraised in 2022, and the appraisal came out at $1.8 million because of the neighborhood that we were in. And we purchased a house well below the median in the neighborhood that we were in. Every single one of these houses needed work, and we did work to these homes. But we knew for us that renting is a sucker's game, because if you rent, you are literally paying 100% interest. You walk away at the end, you have nothing. As opposed to if you're willing to stair step, maybe not the most perfect houses, but a house that you can live in, work on, and treat as an investment to grow equity out of virtually nothing except home ownership and time. Okay? The idea of the perfect house is so amorphous. It's such a difficult thing, right? I want to fall in love with my house. Nobody falls in love with their house. It's very difficult. Most people find a house with great bones, a great layout, and they make the house that they love for themselves and their family and to grow into for the rest of their lives, right? They have to make that home, you guys. We all have to. Your parents did it, and we do. You make that for yourself. And the best way to do it is to buy a house that needs work below the median, use it in order to grow your equity and stair step from smaller houses into the bigger house of your dreams. So the 1.8 million out of 975, well, I'm going to take a HELOC out. We're going to go buy that shore house now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And if you need to, look, I'm going to say one thing, which is, look, this is all a little more complicated than just this, but I wanted to give you guys a basic outline of how you could stair step and how other people have done it with intention. Next time, I will show you another example. All right. You guys have a great and wonderful summer. Please remember, the summer is a fantastic time to come out and buy your home. While everybody is out having graduation brunches and going on vacation, take advantage of this time. I am telling you now, the time between now and July 15th is going to be a fabulous market, only in the sense that you'll have far less competition. And quite frankly, for most of us, we need far less competition in order to be able to win that house, right? Don't go out and fight for 47 other offers. Come and fight for 2 or 3 or maybe 7. It's much better than 14, 27. All right. If you get a chance, feel free to reach out. Happy to chat if you need me or my services, my team, 917-992-3098. Talk to you guys soon.